Show number 37.
Yelena Zoric.
All right, let's go ahead and have special guests. Let's bring them on. 3, 2, 1. Hello there, Yelena. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Omar. Huge hug from Serbia.
Awesome, awesome. You're our first guest from Serbia.
I'm glad. It's an honor. I can't wait to start.
Awesome. Before we start, let me show everybody how we flew to Serbia. There's a special video I made, and we'll show them how we got from Arizona to your place. Okay, let me play it now. Watch. It might be a little bit lagging. No, it's not.
We are very far away.
There. We got it. And we're about to land in the heart of Europe almost, right?
I hope you landed in Belgrade.
Yeah, I did. You'll see as it goes down. That's where you're at, right? Yeah.
Yes, Belgrade, capital of Serbia.
I was trying to find the airport, but I couldn't locate it. I was in a hurry doing it.
Airport actually holds the name of probably the most important scientist of a human race, Nikola Tesla,
Yes.
who invented electricity. So yeah, the airport in Belgrade where you land is Nikola Tesla Airport. I think you could have find it. Do your Google search better, Omar, next time.
Yes,
No,
yes,
Google Maps.
absolutely.
Google Maps search.
And welcome. How many people actually mistake your name? I know because my background is from Europe and Bosnia, but Yugoslavia. How many people actually mistake your name with a J instead of Yelena? Do a lot of people do that?
All of my clients that are from the USA, yes, they do it. The rest of the world, no. They know that the J, you actually don't read as J, you read it as Y. But
Yeah.
yes, usually people from the US territory, they pronounce it wrong, but
Yeah.
it's really not a big deal. So yeah.
Yeah. I have a good friend of mine, Leslie Flowers, who was on this program. She was on Zoom Party. Happy to have you from North Carolina. People are already piling in, and also Michelle, a new friend of mine here. Okay, are you ready to get to know yourself?
Well, I can't wait. Let's see what I don't know about myself.
All right, let's go to the first question. Okay, now, what is life like in Serbia, and which city do you reside in? Now, we already know you're in Belgrade, and you're from there. How is life like there?
Wow, this is a complex question. If we want to keep it superficial, I'd say it's great because the people are great. But as you know, Serbia has a very complex and turbulent history. So in the past decades and centuries, it was really tough. Serbia is a tiny little but very, very powerful country that was once part of Yugoslavia, as maybe many people don't know. Many people know, meaning that we were one enormous Michelle, no issues, Michelle. It's Yelena, so it's not Jelena, it's Yelena, but no worries. Serbs I have a lot of friends in the USA, and when I host them here, because I travel a lot for work and privately, and I have a lot of friends from around the globe, and then the first impressions when they go back home from Serbia is like two things. oh my God, you guys are such an amazing hosts. And oh my God, I'm going to gain weight. The food is amazing. So these are the two, yeah, right. Like the first impressions, usually comments are about the food and the people. So why I think that more or less it's always great, because I think that throughout the very rough history, we learned how to survive tough moments, and we also learned how to find the best in every moment. So in general, like, we are known as a nation who holds a grudge. Like, if you attack us, we're going to hold a grudge, and we're probably the only nation that has the word that is impossible to translate. Maybe, Omar, you know, it's bre. So Google bre, B-R-E, and you're going to get some very interesting answers on the Google search. But Serbs, I would say, are a nation who is, first of all, very welcoming to strangers. We, even the people, grannies on the street, speak excellent English. That's also one of the comments of my friends from the USA. And we are mostly known for some people like Novak Djokovic. He's the best tennis player on the whole planet. He's a Serb. And Nikola Tesla, who invented the electricity and changed the humanity. And we have houses, castles, and emperors who are probably existed before the US even existed and was found by Columbus, because, for instance, there is a part of Serbia with castles and churches that date back from 11th or 12th century. And when my friends from abroad, when they come, I take them there first. And especially friends from USA, they touch the house, who is like 400 years old. For us it's normal, but for them it's like, oh my God, I'm touching the wood who is 400 years old, which for us is like an ordinary thing. But
it is amazing, yeah, because we don't realize Europe has so many, all these fancy stuff. And that is that the word that you were talking about there? If you can type it out for you, is that the word that you mentioned there?
Yeah, Michelle got it right. It's it's absolutely what's tough is learning actually the context, how and when to use it. But I would say it's special because it portrays the character of Serbian people. You can Google it a little bit. Yeah, I mean, we use it in a special, like when we're slightly angry or when we are excited, but you can easily mistake, if you were currently in Belgrade, Serbia, and you use brain wrong context, you can get yourself in trouble, because it can be used in both good and negative contexts. But it's a very interesting word, because it's probably one of the rare expressions or words that you have to figure out when you're here live with us.
Got it.
So we are cheerful. We probably make, I have to mention this, the most popular drink, rakia, which is something like, it's a shot. It's made of the national product #1, which is plum. It's alcoholic drink, and strangers love it the most. Our kebabs and how we make them, and rakia, which is the Serbian national drink. Come to Serbia. I invite all of you. Put it on your map. You will enjoy amazingly friendly people who will show you around, treat you like a family. We will show you the culture. You'll see the Kalemegdar Fortress, more than 1,000 years old, which is the symbol of Belgrade. You will have amazing nightlife and, of course, food that you will never forget.
Amazing. Yeah, it's definitely a culture everybody should go. Let me get some of these comments. Michelle, tell us your background. How did you know that word? Or I think you wrote it down. Tell us where your heritage is from. Are you East European as well? Michelle's giving us a lot of information here, which is very interesting. They're going to Google it, and awesome information on the Serbia there. In fact, I actually have a cousin there who's actually in Belgrade. He's living there.
Omar, I think you know what I'm talking about more than our guests currently watching us.
Yes. And what's the best place? I've never been to Serbia, but definitely want to go there when I can. I was in Europe this past October in Bosnia. They had a conference, and so I went there most of the time with some friends. Best place to visit, I think you mentioned a lot of it already. Castles and lakes and rivers, all of that is there. So what's your favorite place to visit in Serbia? How long have you lived? You've lived there all your life, basically, right?
Yes. I travel a lot, but my base is here in my hometown of Belgrade. Well, I think that this is a really tough question because there are way too many places to visit. But if I had a guest who's here for like a week or 5 days, there are, I'm just going to name top 2. They're like top 15. But since we don't have time or place to talk about it, like
just one.
Let's just.
What is it now?
No, there are two. First
Yeah.
one is a stunning middle-aged castle that literally looks like Game of Thrones.
Oh,
It is
wow.
called Manasya Monastery.
Mhm.
It's called Manasya, but of course you don't type it with J, you type it with I. So please, guys, Google it. Manasya Monastery. It is
Uh-huh.
absolutely stunning. It is located. It's a castle with 11 medieval towers, with a church from Middle Ages inside that our emperors and queens built, and it is located absolutely around the hills in a stunning nature. You have to go 3.5 hours from Belgrade to go to see it. And people who went there with me, my friends, they probably spoke about it like for the next 2 months when they came back home. You get chills when you get inside. There is a certain spirit, certain things that I cannot, like a feeling that you get when you get inside. This is and it's very special. You have to feel it, you have to experience it. Visually, it's stunning, but also the feeling you get when you get inside. This is the number one place. And the number two is Viminacium. It is, I don't know, many people don't know that the first ever European settlement, modern European city, was built 8,000 years ago,
Oh, wow.
millennials ago, in the
Wow.
territory of Serbia, and it's called Viminacium. And why is it special? They're still doing the digging ins. Like it's like literally every month they discovered something new. But why it became very famous 7 years ago is because on the territory of this land, they found the first ever completely preserved mammoth that is almost 1 million years old, and it is preserved as a whole. It is the only example on the planet. So
Oh, wow.
these are the two places that I would visit and I would show people. So they have to see the mammoth. You can see it as what it is preserved, and they hold it in a special hangar, in a special hole under the special conditions, temperature. But you can get in and basically take a picture only 1 meter away from the mammoth that is completely preserved. So these are the two places that you have to see when you come to Serbia.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. I definitely will check that out. We have some nice people here. We have Nicole, a friend that I was on
Hi,
her
Nicole.
program,
Hug from
working on the
Belgrade.
program. And we also have Michelle with a lot of information. 8,000 years. 8,000 years is what you said? Wow. That's amazing.
Exactly. It's not 800, it's 8,000. And this is actually the
Wow.
first settlement that is proclaimed like modern, meaning that has a shape of a house, a backyard, and crops that it used to grow. And it's the first one and the oldest in the whole Europe, and one of the oldest in the whole planet.
Amazing. Amazing. I know we're good for our sweets. What's your favorite sweet treat there? Treat everybody with a good Yugoslavian treat that people like. I know we're
Uh,
famous with our shapapi and then borik and all this. People need to try that. But best sweet.
I have two, but I will mention one that is interesting because of its historical heritage. Some people know, some people don't know, but the territory of Serbia was under Turkish people and Ottoman Empire for more than 500 years. So we have a lot of mixed heritage. For instance, the coffee we're drinking, we normally for centuries we called it Turkish coffee or domestic coffee. A lot of words in Serbian actually have a Turkish origin. This is because of this historical heritage. And the sweet that I'm about to say also originated in Turkey, but we kind of adopted it here, and it's baklava. You can also try baklava in Istanbul. The difference is their baklavas are tiny, and ours is a bit bigger, and it has the shape of a triangle. And thank you, Michelle is impressed by Serbian story.
Michelle wants to fly over there. Michelle, when are you heading to Serbia? Let us know. If you get there, let us know.
Yeah,
there. But yeah, I thought you were talking
guys,
about
whoever baklava is a sweet that is basically the main ingredients is a special soft juice and walnuts. So walnuts mixed with specific spices, and it has like a juicy, great feeling. Whoever likes walnuts and the variation of walnuts, you guys need to try it. So yeah, I would say this is my one of the top two. So yeah, and of course, whoever after the episode, Omar presented me on LinkedIn. Guys, if you want any other information, please feel free to contact me. I will tell you some tips if you ever decide to come to Serbia.
exactly connect with Yelena and all that. And I'm sure if you guys have, I'm sure you've tried baklava before, unless you live on the rock. Everybody has tried it. I'm sure you've tried it, but every culture or country has their own flavor. So it's beautiful, definitely there. Awesome. Let's move on to the next question here. All right. Best position or job you've ever held. But before you do that, how is the weather like in Serbia? How is it now? You guys have snow? How is the temperature?
Unfortunately, we can see the consequences of global warming everywhere.
Oh, wow.
We should be having snow because it's winter here, but
Yeah.
currently it's 22 degrees
Oh, wow.
and it's sunny, which it shouldn't be. But on Serbian mountains, you can still ski. There is a lot of snow. When I say Serbian mountains, the closest ski center is about 4 hours driving from Belgrade, the capital of Belgrade.
Wait.
But currently it's sunny afternoon because it's a big time difference. It's 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
here.
So
But it's
22
sunny.
Celsius? 22 Celsius? Or
22 Celsius. Yeah, we only measure in Celsius. I have no idea how much is in how do you measure it in Fahrenheit?
I think that's in the 80s. Kind of warm though. Kind of warm, right?
It's no kind of. It's very warm. You see, I'm wearing a very light. But in only 10 days, it's gonna be snowing again. So it's crazy.
Oh wow, the temperature changes that rapidly. I don't like that. People get sick. Oh wow.
Best
I took it
position
out.
job.
It's about 72 degrees. 72 degrees Fahrenheit. It's kind of warm. For us in Arizona, because it's dry, that's cold. Like, so in Arizona, when it gets to 40, 42 in the summertime here, if it's 35, it's perfect weather. By the time it reaches 100, it gets warm. We get very hot weather here. But yeah, amazing. That's crazy. It's warm and it'll be snowing in a few days.
Yeah, well, but whoever wants to see the snow, we usually oh, Long Island, I love the creation. Yeah. I love the recreation and the old film stories. Anyways.
Miguel has a comment over here. Long Island 3 times. I love the recreation, the old homes, stories, and how people. Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah,
different.
I believe that absolutely the world is a wonderful thing, and I really consider traveling. Really consider traveling the best school of life, and I think that wherever we go, we can find something beautiful, interesting, and we can learn so much. So I think that if I didn't have to earn my money and working, I literally would be traveling full time. And I think it's beautiful, and you can find tons of beautiful stuff in every corner of the world. So yes, so I encourage people to travel as much as they can to learn and do it all without prejudice, because a lot of people they have a wish to see, but they often come with a certain prejudice when it comes to certain cultures. So just be open your heart, travel, learn as much as you can. Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. And so the nice thing is, compared to Turkey, in our region, people speak English. Because I went to Turkey, nobody speaks English there. I had thankfully have some friends, but when you go to Yugoslavia, Serbia, they speak English there, right? In Serbia.
We are excellent in English. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, literally, I told you, like you can literally stop a 60-plus-year-old grandma, and she will speak relatively relatively good English. I mean, we are really good in English. This is one of the comments as well.
That's awesome. Okay, most memorable adventure you've experienced ever.
But I didn't answer the job question.
Oh, you didn't answer. Do we? Yeah. Oh, go ahead. We forgot about that one.
No, I mean the best one is the one I'm doing right now, because I figured out that that's literally what I'm enjoying doing the most. It's a copywriting. Yeah, it's a copywriting, selling with words. But probably the most fun job I ever had was working as a journalist, because I traveled a lot. I interviewed some very cool people, because before becoming a copywriter and getting into the digital marketing, I was PR and I was journalist. So I think that being a journalist was most fun. But what I really love the most is working as a copywriter.
Oh, wow. So as a journalist, did you work with any major networks, or you were just local?
Major local, not on the global scale, because I was working for the Celebrity magazine, Celebrity Cultural magazine. Yeah.
More for the Yugoslav European area, right? I would say. No.
For the Balkan area. Yeah.
The Balkans. Okay. Awesome. That's great. All right. Now let's go to the most memorable adventure you've experienced.
Oh my God. That is definitely daring to jump and do the paragliding while having a motion sickness from the toppest cliff in Montenegro. And what happened is that 30 seconds after we jumped, I vomited on my instructor who was sitting behind me, and it was hilarious for him, but it was a hell for me. And then I had to do it another time because he didn't tell me that when you jump and when you do the paragliding, it's like a 30-minute fly over the, over the sea and everything. And it's a stunning adventure. But the first time was a total disaster. And the second time I did it right. But it's his fault because he didn't tell me that when you jump and when you do paragliding, so it's not the same like jumping from the plane. So when you do paragliding, you just glide, but you're connected in the seat with the instructor. He's sitting and controlling the parachute behind you. But the tricky thing is you are the one who has to jump first. So I was the one who actually saw the edge of the cliff and I needed to jump. And it was absolutely horrifying. But I really wanted to do this. And I forgot to tell him that I have motion sickness. And basically what they don't tell you, and guys, please don't do this unless if you have motion sickness without taking your pill first. Why? Because the moment you jump, your whole stomach lifts up and your organs are floating. And for the people who have issues, if you get sick when you travel by car for longer than 2 hours, you have to drink the motion sickness pill before you do your jumping. So it was still the best adventure I remember because the second time I did it right and I really enjoyed it. It was amazing. But the first time it was so funny and it was a total disaster.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Wow, that's an interesting, memorable experience. I'm sure you'll never forget it. Michelle comes with, I loved working fine dining and met so many amazing humans from around the world. Yeah, that's amazing. All
That's
right, let's
true.
go on to the next question here. There's a couple more. We're almost done. Okay. What is a hobby you enjoy participating in?
It's definitely bachata. I'm crazy about bachata. I did dancing when I was studying. Basically, what people don't know that officially I am a linguist and I'm a professor of Spanish and English. And so I'm a linguist, yeah. And while I was studying, I trained and I did Latin American dancing for 5 years. And then 2 years ago, it was a long time ago because I was a student back then. But 2 years ago, I discovered a dance that was created in Dominican Republic that is called bachata. It is a sensual dance, a beautiful dance with kind of like mid-activity level. So it's not like quick like salsa, but it's not slow like rumba. So Google bachata. I would really, Nicole says she has motion sickness as well. Don't do it. But I mean, you can do it, but you have to take the pill.
Exactly.
Anyway, so I'm absolutely in love with bachata, and I do it regularly. I became advanced level now after 2 years of training, and it really also helps me with my work because after I'm done with my bachata class, I don't know, I think my brain fog disappears. I have better ideas, concentration. So yeah, it's a bachata definitely.
Amazing. So you do a lot of things. You were teaching, you were journalism. You know Spanish also? Is that what you mentioned?
Yes, I speak Spanish, but I don't teach. I just do copywriting with different global clients. But as a source of hobby, I never liked gym as a form of exercising. So I prefer something that is more creative. So that's why I do dancing.
Amazing. All right, that's awesome. Okay, let's go on here. Okay, what makes a good copywriter? And tell us what is a copywriter and a storyteller that's on your profile.
For people who don't know, copywriting and copyright are not the same. This is the first misconception, and people get really confused. Okay, copywriting, is this the same? No, copyright is protective the copyright rights, for instance, for a song, so that nobody cannot duplicate your song or steal your intellectual property. And who does this is lawyers and legal people. Copywriting means writing a copy, which in marketing means text that is selling something, any type of marketing material, meaning that my job is to sell with words. And copywriter, for instance, is anybody who is writing any text that has a aim to either inspire you to react in a certain way, or to buy something, or to click, find out more. So for instance, Omar, when I tell just do it, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Nike.
Exactly. This slogan is made up by a colleague of mine, copywriter, and they brought millions of dollars to the Nike company because they invented slogans. So this is part of my job. As a copywriter, I'll also write text for Facebook ads, for slogans, for commercials, for website, for any type of ad. We also do video scripts, so for promotional materials. And this is what we do. And in the past couple of years, us as human and professionals in the industry, we figured out that people hate when you directly sell them stuff. So we figure out that the best way to sell something is actually to tell a story. So there's a special technique that copywriters use to actually sell through the story, and this is what a storyteller does. Meaning that I don't want to get those direct response stuff into your face, like buy now, 20% off, 3 minutes left. People don't like that, but people really always love a good story. So storytelling is a technique in copywriting to sell stuff and products but by telling a story, and we do it in a special way. And the most important thing, and I always keep saying this even when I hold seminars and educate younger copywriters, I think that to answer your question, what makes a good copywriter, it's not just the ability to write well. It's three things. You will never be a good copywriter unless you're a good psychologist. So we read a lot about human behavior, what triggers humans, what annoys humans. So you need to be, first of all, a great writer. Then you have to be a really good psychologist. And the third, you have to have a sales brain. Unless you don't have this sales part of the brain, you won't be able to sell with words well. So my answer to you is a good copywriter has to be a mix of three things: a great writer, a very good psychologist, and a sales brain.
Amazing. Perfect. I like that. Awesome. We have a couple more questions and we're almost done. Now, this is the part I think you already explained about yourself. Tell us about yourself. Who is Yelena? What is Yelena all about? And what do people want to know about you? We got some interesting facts about you. And a couple of words or a couple of minutes here.
Well, professionally, I'm definitely, it's a funny thing. When I was only 7, I remember that my elementary teacher told me, sweetie, when you grow up, remember your job will be words. And I cannot believe that she was right. And I ended up really doing a job with words. And my job today is a copywriting. So I love writing. It's a huge part of my life, but I also love traveling. I invest a lot in traveling. And I'm a romantic dinosaur. I still believe in a very romantic image of love. So I'm just a person who loves to dance, loves to travel a lot, and really, really enjoy helping people make better decisions with words.
Amazing. Awesome. And the last question, let me bring it back up here for you. This is a question I ask for everybody. And this is going to be... okay, if I were to create a product or concept to benefit humanity, it would be what? What would it be? What would you want to help benefit humanity?
Oof, this is a tough one because there are actually two things that come to my mind. I would probably, because I had this enormous pleasure of visiting certain parts of Africa, and I was especially charmed by the beautiful and stunning island of Zanzibar in Tanzania. And I saw live on the spot kids that are happy if you bring them tiny little juice because they never saw it before. And thank you, Leslie. Thank you so much. You're always welcome to come to Serbia. I can host you. Just drop me a message on LinkedIn. If you or your family ever wish to come, I will help you out organizing your trip or whatever you wish.
Leslie's fabulous. I worked with her. She does her shows on Mondays and Fridays. If you ever tune in the mornings, I believe it's 10 a.m. Eastern. And so she's wonderful. I've been on her show a couple of times. She's been on my Zoom party. And we collaborated, and hope to meet her in person as well. But
so just to answer your last question, I was really touched seeing kids who think that the apple juice is something like wow.
Yeah.
And for instance, from Serbia, before going there, we brought like a bunch of gifts to give them because we were visiting elementary schools around Africa.
Yeah.
And the teacher told us, for instance, I brought a package of highlighters in different colors and like pens, and they don't allow kids to get the whole package. So they take one highlighter and then they distribute one for each kid. And until recently, they thought that the highlighters were lollipops because they never had a chance to see a thing like that before. I think this is absolutely unacceptable in the 21st century. So the first thing that I would create is some kind of a protection hub for all of the kids from endangered part of the world, extremely poor parts of the world, where they can learn faster, benefit faster. And when, because it's absolutely unacceptable for a kid that is a 7-year-old to think that the highlighter is a lollipop or to think that the apple juice is something special. They had no idea what apple juice is because they have issues with drinking regular water. So for them, it's like, and to see those happy kids, it's mind blowing. So I would create some kind of protective hub for kids like that, not only from Africa. And the second thing I would create is some kind of machine that would forever stop the production of any type of weapons, bombs, because my ultimate aim would be to live in a planet where we don't have wars.
Exactly. Very, yeah, of course. That's very sad. The wars, what they cause. We need more wars and more wars, so they make money. That's the reason they do wars. So we need some reason to.
I think this world would be much happier place with kids that have basic human needs met, and not only that, at least basic education. So it's protecting those little souls and making this world a better place, but not allowing governments to produce weapons. So probably I would invest like millions or billions of dollars in making some kind of system that we don't have bombs or weapons produced never again, because I think that the planet without wars should be our goal as humanity.
Amazing. That's very deep. Anybody have any questions for Yelena here? We're almost done here. I have a question. How many countries have you traveled to? Can you estimate them? How many countries have you traveled to? And what do you think for that?
I don't know. I don't know the exact number, but I've been to 3 different continents, and the one that impressed me the most is definitely, Michelle is right. Wars make money. Yeah, I would like to stop that forever. The one that impressed me the most is beautiful Africa, but I don't want to make a bad luck, but wish me luck. And if everything goes well, I think that one of the most stunning destinations I'm about to visit end of this year, for me, it's like, wow. For you, Caribbean is probably nothing special or wow, but from somebody who comes all the way from Serbia, I think in November or December this year, I'm going to be visiting Dominican Republic, and it's different places. So I'm really happy about this. But so far, if I have to say, my favorite, by the way, country is Italy, because it has a stunning history. They have it all: a stunning seaside, stunning mountains, amazing history. It's my favorite place, and I wish to live there one day. But I have to say, the biggest culture shock was visiting Bali. Bali was definitely a trip of a lifetime. And this year I plan to visit Dominican Republic, and I think it's going to be great. That's the next stop.
For those who don't know, Bali is in the Indonesia area, right?
Indonesia, yeah.
So
it's
that's
islands.
amazing. That's amazing. Wow. So you're a world traveler. We learned a lot about you. Appreciate you being on the show. Last minute words for our viewers here as we're about to end the show. I thank you for being on the show, Yelena. Guest number 37. You are number 37. How do you feel about that? How was your experience? Give us your closing thoughts.
It was really fun. I love the number 37, especially because it has a 7 in it, and 7 is my lucky number. Michelle, definitely. If you have a U.S. passport, you don't need visa to go anywhere. Please, I invite you to come to this part of the world. You won't regret, and you will have a blast. So my last word is I wish to hug, virtually kiss all of these beautiful ladies who were here with us, and of course the rest of the people who will be watching this later on, because now we're live, and to send an enormous hug to all the audience directly from Belgrade, Serbia.
Awesome. And you guys can check out this video on the YouTube channel, Live with Omar, or you can see Do We Really Know Them? We have wonderful guests. The purpose of this show is to know our wonderful people from LinkedIn and from around the world. So we did shows about mental health the other day, about education, stuff like that to educate people. It's not about making money. It's about connecting with people, knowing people from around the world, like wonderful, like Yelena from Europe right there, a neighbor from where we're originally from Yugoslavia. And so you connect these people who are wonderful. She even recorded clues for my Zoom party, which is very nice from her. And also, I also let to this, this is season 3. There's also a running for another gift card. People will vote at the end of the season, right? We have a couple more. The season ends in May. If you vote and this person that you like their appearance, they can win another gift card. So that's what we like to do. We like to help people. We like to do that, and the voting will be out. Thank you for teaching about amazing Serbia. And she tried to put the flag there, but it chose the RS. I can tell on the side there. Awesome. Thank you guys again for joining us. We'll be back in 2 weeks with Zion, Mr. Positive, right? He has a lot of followers on LinkedIn. He does a lot of shows. And so he agreed after months of bringing him on, Mr. Zion. God willing, we'll be here in 2 weeks. Stay with me, Yelena, as I will end the program. Thank you again. Take care of yourself. Make sure you exercise, drink lots of water, and stay healthy. Stay tuned again for our next episode and enjoy your life. Stay happy and smiling. Bye-bye.